friends are healing, take your time.
What's up everybody? This is Dr. Andrew Kim MD, and today's video is called Schizophrenia Explained in 5 Minutes. By the end of this video, I hope you will have a better understanding of the symptoms and most common symptom categories of schizophrenia. Now, schizophrenia is a chronic brain disorder that affects about 1% of the global population. We don't know the exact causes of schizophrenia, and there is no cure as of yet, but with appropriate treatment through medications, therapy, and support, many individuals can experience improved symptoms and an improved quality of life. Now, there are a lot of misunderstandings about the symptoms of schizophrenia, so let's jump into the most common categories right now. The first category of symptoms are called positive symptoms, and we use the addition symbol to represent them, because these are things that have been added to your experience or your life that were not present before the illness began. The most common positive symptoms that you're probably most familiar with are hallucinations and delusions. So first of all, let's start with hallucinations. Now, there are different types of hallucinations, but the most common type experienced by most people going through schizophrenia are auditory hallucinations, or hearing things in the environment when there's no actual sounds being produced there. Now, I want to be clear, those suffering from schizophrenia are not just hearing sounds and voices in their head. They are actually hearing sounds through their ears, and their ears are telling their brains, you are hearing a sound. So these sounds are real to their brains. So imagine hearing sounds and voices throughout the day, and what kind of impact that's going to have on your thought processes and how emotionally distressing that can be, okay? Now, the other symptom, delusions, these are fixed false beliefs in things that are not based in reality. Okay. Now, there are different types of delusions. We're not going to cover them all, but they range from things like paranoid delusions, like being paranoid that the CIA are sending agents to watch your every move, even though there's no evidence of that. Bodily delusions, like there's a chip implanted in my arm, even though every X-ray and CAT scan says there's nothing there. Or even romantic delusions, believing that you're married to some celebrity or vice versa. Okay. Now, these thoughts, they cannot be argued away with logic, or even when you show evidence to prove otherwise, oftentimes won't go away as well. Now, the next category of symptoms are things called negative symptoms, and we use the minus symbol or the subtraction symbol to describe this category because it's almost like you've lost a part of yourself compared to before the illness began. So what do I mean by that? You may experience decreased or absent motivation, okay, a decrease in your desire to socialize, and you become very isolative. You may become more apathetic and you don't care about the usual interests or passions in your life. Even your facial expressions and bodily features, your facial expressions may become flatter, okay? You may not be as animated. The tone of your voice may become more monotone, all right? So all of these things combined, when you think about it, it's not uncommon. They almost sound like depression, and many individuals early on in their illness with schizophrenia get misdiagnosed with depression, because that's what it kind of looks like. You've kind of lost a part of yourselves, and loved ones oftentimes say, it's like my loved one is a shell of them, is a shell of themselves at this point. The final category of symptoms are called cognitive symptoms. Now, it's interesting because this category gets the least amount of press or PR, but this category, in my opinion, is the most debilitating category of schizophrenia symptoms. These include things like deficits in your attention, in your concentration, problems with your working memory, problems with the ability to plan things in a complicated fashion, and even troubles with organizing your thoughts. So when you think about that, if I told you, I'm going to have you have problems with your attention, concentration, memory, and your ability to plan, how do you think you would be able to function in your day-to-day routine, running your errands, going through school, or going through work, or your social life? Pretty damn hard. And that is the experience of those who are going through schizophrenia. Cognitive symptoms that are very debilitating. Okay? In summary, not every person who goes through schizophrenia will look the same as the next or have the same experience as the next. They will have different degrees or different ratios of those three categories of symptoms. And we have to treat every individual when it comes to treatment on a case-by-case basis. Now, the final thing I want to say is, please do not equate schizophrenia with murderers and violence. I cannot stand how the media portrays every perpetrator of a mass shooting as someone with schizophrenia. This is not the case. Schizophrenia does not equal violence. If you look at all the statistics, someone who is suffering from schizophrenia is 14 times more likely to be the victim of a violent crime than the perpetrator of one. Those who are suffering from schizophrenia can include you who are watching at home, your friends, your relatives, your children, your spouses. This affects us all in so many ways. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Please like, please share, please help spread education about schizophrenia and reduce stigma. This is Dr. Andrew Kim. Until next time.